Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media coming to you live from South Africa.
It is 11:09. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Maryam Mkwanda. Adoptive and foster families face unique challenges in raising their children. It is often hard to determine what issues are related to adoption or fostering and how to address the issues that are. Joining me is a transformational coach and businesswoman, Louise Diesel, to talk about the benefits of life coaching on foster and adoptive children. Good morning, Louise, and thank you for joining me.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Right. So, what is life coaching and the benefits of it?
So you get different kinds of life coaching, but ultimately coaches are there to figure out what you're looking for, where you are and where you want to go, and what's holding you back. There's different coaches that can offer different kinds of tools that'll help you to get there. I'm a transformational life coach, which really means that I help people look at any emotions that are keeping them stuck, whatever their baggage is, and helping them clear that, getting very clear on what their values are and their priorities so that they can move forward to what they want to achieve.
Okay, and how different is transformational life coaching and counseling?
So I think counseling is taking a trauma or a challenge from the past and trying to dissolve that in a way that is helpful so that they can move forward. A lot of what I do is very similar to that. Not all coaches do that. A lot of coaches only want to focus on the future and where you want to go. But often what's holding us back from getting to where we want to go is some of the traumas or challenges from the past or current challenges. And so we often have to deal with that. And so some coaches, I do, will look at that and figure out ways and empower people with tools to deal with those challenges in a way that they can move forward.
And what are some specific ways a transformational coach like yourself can benefit a foster or adoptive family?
I think teaching the family, the parents and the children tools to understand their challenges and how to deal with their challenges. What's really empowering is understanding that we're always going to have challenge in life. And so this is what many coaches would do with anyone really. But to be able to teach our children this, and particularly foster and adoptive children, there may be challenges and perceptions that they have about themselves or about their situation that hold them back. And so to have honest conversations and try and get clear about what those feelings are, what the emotions are around that, and how it may be affecting their life, and then teaching them tools to dissolve those emotions. And that's something that I teach people. I'm trained in something called the DiMartini method. It's a very powerful tool that I teach my clients to balance their emotions, to deal with these challenges in a way that's empowering. And so what we want to do is we want to teach these children and the parents how to apply these tools, whatever tools they are, so that they are empowered to apply them themselves going forward, so that they're not reliant on counseling or therapy or coaching all the time, that they learn the tools, they become empowered, and then they can apply those in any challenges going forward. But when it's really emotional, when the children are really emotional, well, all of us humans, when we're really emotional, it's quite difficult to do this ourselves. And so when we have a big challenge, it's very helpful then to go to a coach or somebody that can help you gain a different perspective, see the blessings in the crisis, and help you, empower you to move forward and to dissolve those emotions so that you are empowered to move forward. It's even as a coach myself, if I get really stuck, then I still have people that I go to.
And how often should they attend these coaching classes?
I think in the beginning, I would say, quite often. But then once they've learned the tools, then they don't really it doesn't need to be ongoing. And children get this really quickly. So children get this quicker than adults. They learn it quickly, they adapt really quickly, and then all they need is just a few reminders. The parents may need it more than the children and more often. So, children can get in half an hour what would take maybe an hour or two with adults. So a couple of weeks, a couple of sessions with children can be very, very impactful. And then only if they have a challenge coming forward, months down the line, if they are struggling, then maybe one or two more sessions just as a reminder and to help them to deal with the big situations that they're going through at the moment. It's really enough. It doesn't need to be, in my opinion, an ongoing thing. But of course, each child's unique, each family is unique, each situation is unique, and so it really depends on the situation and what they're trying to deal with.
Definitely. And what happens when the child starts asking about their birth parents?
So, I mean, I think this is unique to each family and dependent on what the parents have decided, adoptive parents or foster parents have decided to tell the children. I believe honesty is the best policy, and to be honest and to say how they're feeling. So, I don't know if they know about the parents. I believe just to have an honest conversation and say, whether they know the parents or not, with whatever they know about the situation, I believe that giving our children the truth empowers them. And we can give them the truth, whatever they're ready for that is age appropriate. They are souls deep down, and so they are geniuses. And we often discount children and think that they can't handle the truth, but they can. And in my opinion, the sooner we give them the truth, the better, because they're empowered. And I think it's really important also to be honest with our children about the parents, for the parents to be honest about how they're feeling, that they may be feeling fearful or insecure, that now, the children are wanting to know more about their birth parents, and to have that communication and to keep that bond. Communication is so key. Honest communication is so key.
Okay, Louise, what advice would you like to give to parents out there who are in this adoption process and just have hit the rock? They have no idea where to go to. They don't know what to do and how to move forward.
So I think speaking to somebody that can help you gain a new perspective is really important. Every challenge has blessings, and the quality of our lives is determined by the quality of the questions we ask ourselves. And so in any challenge, what is wise is to rather ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, how is this benefiting me? What can I learn from this? How is this helping me in my life mission? How is this helping my child? How is this, what can we learn? How can we grow? What can we take from this to move forward? If you can't find those answers on your own or together, then it is wise to speak to somebody and get somebody to help you to gain that perspective. Like I say, when we're really emotional about a situation or a challenge, it's very difficult sometimes for our own wisdom and our own intuition to be clear, depending on how emotional and how stressed we are in a situation. And that's when it's wise to then get somebody to help you. But when we're less emotional, and the more we learn to do this and train ourselves to do this ourselves, the more we are able to ask those empowering questions and get those empowering answers. And it helps if you can do it, as a family, as a couple, as a family. If the children are involved, speak to the children. It really, really makes a difference. If I can say to you, I'm really stuck. What do you think? How could this be helping me? What can I learn from this? And that empowers you to then move forward, because emotions are assuming that there's more pain than pleasure, more loss than gain, more challenge than support in a situation. And the truth is there's always both, because no matter what crisis we go through, we're growing from it. There are people supporting us. There's always the other side. We aren't always able to see it at any point in time. And that's when it helps to get an outside perspective, because people can say, but you're not seeing this. What about this? Have you considered this perspective?
Definitely. And I wanted to know earlier on, you mentioned about how often we should go, or parents should go for counseling. Now, is it wise for parents to go for counseling before the adoption process, or rather therapy?
I think it would be, because I think it's really important to understand what they're getting into. And to look and not have a fantasy. And the same with having a baby of your own, is to not have a fantasy of what it's going to be like. Because like I said, there's always two sides. There's always pain and pleasure, loss and gain, support and challenge. And it's really important. I mean, you may not need counseling, but it's important that you are able to sit down and say, okay, what are we really getting ourselves into? What are the pleasures going to be? What are the pains going to be? What are the benefits and the drawbacks? So that we're really clear and we go into this understanding what we're in for. And if you don't have a clear understanding, then it's wise to chat to somebody and become empowered. Knowledge is power. And from that situation, then we can say, okay, if this happened, how would we handle it? If this happened, how would we handle it? Are we ready to face the challenge? it's really important to prepare that way for any big thing that we're taking on in our lives.
Mm-hmm. All right. So thank you so much for your time, Louise. Would you like to share your contact details?
Yes, you can find me on louisediesel.com, my website, or on Facebook, Louise Diesel, and Instagram, Louise Diesel.
Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
That was Louise Diesel, transformational life coach and businesswoman, taking us through the benefits of life coaching on foster and adoptive families and children. So, if you think that you are ready to adopt a child, or you want to be a foster parent, then you can go for coaching. You can book Louise services and go for the transformational coaching, and she will help you get through this process together by giving you some tips. And Yeah, if you want, you can find her on social media as Louise Diesel or louisediesel.com. That is her website. For further information, questions, queries, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section or send them to us on WhatsApp. The number is 061766 0355. Do stay with us. We will be right back.